damn. Oh, damn. Bother. Oh, blooming, damn and blast. Oh, sod it. Oh, for goodness sake, blast. Buggeration. Oh, no. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Oh, gold. Oh, Struth. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are you? Welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes, in the back room of Meuse, ladies and gentlemen, here at the edge of the English Channel at the foot of the South Downs. And it's very nice to be here on the 25th of April 2020. And the lovely Julia, bless the lovely Julia, hallelujah. She has put Nigel Sadler to shame. Nigel Sadler to shame, I'm afraid, because Nigel Sadler said some days ago this was number 36 of a run since the lockdown. But that, of course, is absolutely wrong. Lovely Julia went to a calendar and did the calculations, and actually this is show 33, nothing like 36, 37, 38, some such rubbish that I've been coughing up and mucking about with. Stop mucking about. I'm so sorry. So this is actually show 33 in the run of them, and it feels a lot longer, but it is actually 33. I want a break! I want to have some time off! But no, not allowed the time off, I'm afraid. You've got to stay for the whole duration. We may be here for years yet, years and years. Hello, I'm Richard Vobes on the Vobes Show with a big long beard. Welcome to show 7942, the 26th of April 2034. And yes, we still haven't been out of the house for bloody ever and ever. How can we cope for another day? How do we do it? How? I beg you to tell me. But luckily it isn't 2036, it is actually still only 2020, and it is only show 33. So we've still got verve and energy, ladies and gentlemen. Verve and energy is just what you need in a show like this. So let's say hello to a few people. Hello! A few people. We've got Graham Roffey out there. We've got the lovely Judith, Linda Kane. Linda Kane! Ah, bless the lovely Linda Kane. Linda Kane came to my house. She knocked on the door. She said, "Oi! Vobes! Oi! Get out here!" She said, "I'm not coming in. I'm not coming to your abode. I'm not going inside that stinking place of a hovel. I'm not going inside your mucky old little place of living. I don't want to go in there in the back room and see the studio. I can't come in there. You may have the lurgy." And I went out there onto the street to see the lovely Linda Kane going, "Oh, Linda, achoo! Oh, Linda, achoo! Linda, oh, blah, blah." The lurg coming, and she was going, "Oh, keep back, oh, gruesome man," is what she did. But at the same time, she did say, "I bring you a food parcel." She doesn't actually speak like that. She's much nicer. That's so very crude and rude of me. I'm so sorry, Linda. She did bring, for the lovely Jeff Kellison's moment of appreciation on the show, ladies and gentlemen, yes, corn dogs from Tesco's. Corn dogs. Jeff Kellison, I hope that you are a very happy man and indebted to the lovely Linda Kane. These are still frozen, by the way. I need to go and put them back in the deep freeze. I haven't cooked them today for the show because I haven't lit the Essie today. I'm going to light the Essie tomorrow. Oh, yes, light the Essie tomorrow. And I may have to make some bread tomorrow, so I've got to light the Essie. And we will have some corn dogs on the show. Lovely corn dogs. I have no idea. I haven't taken them out of the thing yet. I've not looked at them. But this is to make Jeff Kellison happy man. An happy man. So thank you very much, Linda Kane. Also, the lovely Linda Kane. Oh, we'll bow down to Linda Kane. She's brought me a couple of books here. Herr Belloc. Sorry, not Herr Belloc. He's not German. Jawohl, mein Herr Kapitän. It's hello, Belloc. Hello. How are you? It's been suggested, I forget the gentleman's name now, Simon, I think it was, or Sean, Simon, somebody like that. Bless him. Lovely bloke, lovely bloke. He said, here, I've been listening to your English journey. I understand that you wanted to go and follow in the footsteps of J.B. Priestley and do a tour of England. He said, whilst you're sorting all that out, why don't you do a tour which is a bit closer to home and go where Hilaire Belloc went in the Four Men, across from Roberts Bridge in East Sussex over to South Harting in West Sussex. And I thought, hey, that's a bit cheaper, isn't it? That's a bit cheaper than what I was going to do. And he said, well, actually, some other geezer's already done it. Some bloke called Bob Copper. I thought, what, a policeman? No, he's a folk singer and what have you. And he's got this book called Across Sussex with Belloc. That's not a disease, by the way. It isn't a pandemic that we had in 1902. Oh, no, missus. Oh, no. And apparently he's done it. He's sort of worked out the route that Hilaire Belloc had done. And Linda Kane said, I'm going to get you the books. I've got them on my shelf, or I've ordered them from somewhere, and she dropped them round. And that's very nice of you. Thank you very much, Linda. I have made sure I've disinfected them. To be honest, I've been drinking some disinfectant all day today because I believe the USA president made a good suggestion that we should stick a whole load of lights all over us. So I've had a few torches, a torchlight parade I've had in the bathroom, going like this, examining myself all over. Put a torch where the sun don't normally shine, and guzzling gallons of Dettol, which is why I'm into heavy metal. I'm not actually into heavy metal at all. Anyway, hello to the lovely Linda Kane. It's so nice of you to be there. Rather you than me, she says. Rather you than me. They do look a bit, yeah, I know. I've got to try and eat them. Anyway, thank you very much. Being there photography says, hey, like most American food, absolutely awful. Well, the thing is, this is the British version of the American food, so it may be absolutely awful, but probably the American version of American food is probably nicer. And I'm sure that's true with most things. Anyway, good evening to you. Jeff Kellison, he says, I would run away with Linda Kane if she would have me. There we are. I'm sure she lives on her own. She's used to living on her own. And she's got this super-duper, super-fast sports car. She came in it today. It was like an Aston Martin from the Persuaders. Do you remember the Aston Martin that Roger Moore had in the Persuaders? Yeah, it was like that. Similar, anyway. It might be a bit shorter and more minified, but definitely like that. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Vobes Show. We've got another packed show. You guys out there have been very busy with your filmmaking. It's putting me to shame. Shame on you, Vobes. Shame on you, Vobes. Now, I don't know if Fiona Hammond is the lovely, luscious Fiona. Who's Fiona? Who wrote this script? On the teleprompter there, it says Fiona. There's no such person as Fiona. Fiona is the lovely Fiona Hammond out there. Because the lovely Fiona Hammond, I now need to go into a special place here and try and find, if I can, a very interesting and apt photograph. Fiona Hammond sent a parcel, came in the post to the lovely Richard, but I managed to go for a cycle ride and toss over the lovely Julia's fence. Now, I know that sounds like a euphemism. It does sound very rude, but it's not like quite what you thought. I threw this package over, and by the magic of science, the lovely Julia sent this. This is a picture of the lovely jumper that little Jo there is modelling, lovely woolen creation that she made. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that beautiful? And it looks like Peter Rabbit there. So isn't that marvellous? So Julia said to me, she said, I'm going to write to Fiona and say thank you. And I said, well, don't worry, I'll take a picture and I will also thank her on the show. So hopefully I don't know if she's there. If she's not there, she's missed her moment of fame. Her moment of fame, ladies and gentlemen. So how about that? Wasn't that nice? That was lovely. That is what they call 100%. Oh, hello. That's the titles. That always happens because I always forget to turn it off, you see. Anyway, Kevin's Ramble says, is it me Or is the audio on the live feed out of sync very slightly? It's you, Kevin. It's you. Everything's out of sync with you. You've been sitting at Da Vinci for far too long, mate. So there we go. I can't see Fiona. I don't know if she's out there. Or Philip. Maybe Philip is there. So just acknowledge that we've gone to all this effort. I pedalled it like mad on my little bicyclette. Down there, went whooshum! Over it went. So that was nice. Anyway, enough of that gay banter. Let us put up the phone line so somebody can ring in before we get going. And we will show you a video very shortly. The telephone number is 07934746790. You can ring and test out the special mechanism that we have, which enables you to call, care of wherever you are, to me here in the back studio. And lovely Julia says, thank you so much to Mary Fiona Hammond. There we go, Mary Fiona, that's it. It's always confused with people who've got more than one name, whereas I have hundreds of names, but I haven't used any of them. So that was it. Little Joe is so cute, says Rick Gordon. Hello, Rick Gordon. Lovely to see you out there. Thank you for coming in. Fiona says, I've been here all the time, Richard. I have been here. Don't overlook me. I am here, you know. I'm here with my knitting needles. Click, clack, nickety-clack, click, clack, nickety-clack, nick, nick, nickety-noo. If you're, ever doing it, I need a nice cardigan. I know you did ask for my measurements, and when we're out of lockdown, I'll get the lovely Julia to cast her hands around my chest and take some measurements, which would be very nice. Mike Stevens says, try refreshing the browser. Ah, yes, isn't that nice? There we go. Yes, the Coppers are famous East Sussex folk singing family, says Andy Dalgleish. Are they? Oh, that's interesting. So that's all right. It was Jensen Interceptor, says Days of Yore. Jensen Interceptor. Oh, yes. Is that what the car? Is that the car? Sounds like something from UFO, the Interceptor, doesn't it? We do have a phone call. We do have one. Let's put the old headphones on and find out who's interrupting the Vobes show. Hello to you.
Hello to me.
Oh, hello. Blimey. Is that Ed Loud?
Nah, this is Ed Quiet.
Oh, good. Bit of peace of. And
hello, everyone.
How are you, Mr. Peacev?
Round and squidgy.
Oh, round and squidgy. Oh, nothing's changed then?
No, nothing.
Oh, bless you, little cotton woolen socks. And what is it like up there at the moment? I understand that people have. I just saw on the news feed here in front of me, because as you know, I'm surrounded with every update from the world. Whatever happens in the world, I can see it. There's Arthur Muggeridge walking across the road there. Oh, he's been run over by a zebra. But I see on the newsfeed that what's his face in Gabriel land? Gabriel from Glastonbury. You try and do this show 33 times on the row and not make a mistake. He has said he's been to his first, or he's seen his first lockdown riot. Any riots up there in Greenwich?
No. Obviously, I'm avoiding the tourist parts, but it's been pretty good so far where I live.
Well, get out there with some placards, for goodness sake, and start causing some rumpus.
I'll leave that to my brother. He works for the council. He'll get away with it.
Oh, right. Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, well, we need a bit of rumpusing now.
Yeah, there's not even a lot of traffic, to be fair. I mean, most of the places I've been filming, it's been quite low on traffic noise as well, which has been handy.
It's all down here. It's all down in front of my house. Even Linda Kane will attest to that.
I actually wanted your input on traffic noise.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Hey, get out of it, you little... Oh, not that kind of input.
No, I filmed a walk running parallel to the A2. And I think it actually sounds better if I don't overdub it and I leave the car noise in, because it makes all my other videos where I'm in the peace and quiet stand out more.
Okay.
Sort of like you need the dark to see the light and vice versa. So I was thinking, on your input, would you mind if I sent one in and left the traffic noise in?
Well, no. Why would I? Why would I? Does it drown you out? Do we hear you going, hello, there's a vroom, I'm standing in a quiet wood, and all I can hear is the lovely birds. Is it a bit like that?
It's not too bad. You can hear me talking. Oh. So I was just sitting there editing it, and I just thought, do you know what? I'll wait till the show starts, and I will ask Richard, because I'm surely not the only person who's ever made a video where it's just 2 minutes of pure traffic noise.
Mine frequently. I mean, apart from in this lockdown situation where we've had a bit of luck with the traffic not being quite so much, it is a problem. You go out into...
Yeah.
I mean, I went to this lovely village, years ago now, Alfriston in East Sussex. Lovely Alfriston. Beautiful, ancient, oldie-woldy village with this one tiny little road that goes through it with everybody in their cars and lorries going through, and you've got these old timber frame buildings, these tile hung houses, you've got this lovely church out there on the Tye, you've got the first property that the National Trust ever bought with its lovely Wealden house, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And there's these lorries thundering through, there's cars and bicycles with their bells ringing. It's that is it. That is the world that we live in ordinarily.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time when I make my videos, I if a vehicle does go past, I sort of wait until it's gone. When I was filming in the woods, an ambulance went past, so I waited for the ambulance to go and carried on filming. But I think part of the charm of this video is that it's completely parallel to the A2 for about a mile. And that's part of the charm of it, because you look like you're in the middle of the woods or somewhere. And it tricks you because you're nowhere, you're just next to the A2 and you're not in an isolated location at all.
No, and I think it's important.
I
do think it's important, actually, to sometimes point out the fact that you've got these beautiful places that are actually quite close to main roads, and there's it's not that there's nothing there to see because there's a road. There's actually something lovely to see in the middle of an urban city like London. Yeah,
I thought that was part of the charm of it, because I've been trying to make my videos sort of compensate for the fact I'm not in the Romney Marshes, which would be my normal filming ground. But I thought, you know what, I need to show that I am actually in London and I'm in a busy place, because if I keep filming Woolwich Common, I've got to look like I live in the country yokel area.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, there's not that many sheep running around, the Romney Marsh sheep up there in Greenwich. You don't have all those rifes or whatever they're called, the drainage ditches on there, and the churches that have been abandoned and just the odd wall still standing and no village.
Plenty of abandoned churches, definitely.
Oh, what, in Greenwich?
I could probably find a few, I'll have to research it.
No, all right, fair enough. I guess that bit might be a bit like the Romney Marsh, but
no, they're not so charming as the ones in the marshes. They're,
I mean, you've got railway going through you, haven't you? But it's not a diminutive railway.
No,
like the Dymchurch and Hyde. What's it? Romney, Hythe and Dymchurch.
Oh, yeah, that's a charming place. I love that railway. I have friends who used to get that to school.
Yes.
And I used to be so jealous because they'd get on the steam train.
Yes.
I'd come back to London on Monday morning, say to my teacher, "Oh, my friends got on the steam train to school," and I went to see them and "Oh, be quiet, Edward. You're talking rubbish again." "No, really, miss. They got on a steam train." They never believed me.
No. Well, these teachers, they're all a bit daft, aren't they? They're all a bit daft.
Well, to be fair, I had some great teachers. One of my teachers was called Bob Hope, like the actor.
Oh, nice.
And rather bizarrely, he also taught my mum, and he taught my auntie.
I thought you were going to say then your granddad. How old is this geezer?
Oh, goodness. I haven't seen him in years now. He must be in his 70s.
There's not another loud coming up to front of me. Now, listen, all you louds, I've had enough of them. I've been teaching you for 2,000 years. Oh.
I always thought that was quite charming, especially in London, where nobody knows anyone. To have the teacher teach almost 3 generations. I mean, my mum and my aunt there's quite a big age gap between them. So, I don't know, I'm waffling, but I just thought that was rather charming that lovely gentleman taught 3 of us.
Yeah, well, I that might show why the 3 of you are so intelligent.
Oh, not me. I do actually have the IQ of a deep-fried Mars bar.
Do you?
I do indeed. I've been tested for it.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Well, anyway, I've given you my input on the thing. I look forward to your road noise-ridden video.
Yeah, that one's a few weeks away. Yeah,
Oh,
I've got the spooky one coming. I'll probably send that in after the show. Actually, I was trying to do my own soundtrack for that,
yeah.
and I was missing a 6.5mm jack for the back of my keyboard.
Oh, isn't it annoying when you're missing a 6.5mm jack?
One of those big old-fashioned things, not the little mini ones we have nowadays. So
No.
I'll have to track down one of them after the COVIDs have vanished and start making my own soundtrack for one or two. Well, never mind.
I look forward to it, Ed.
Yeah, you take care, Richard, and hope it's a good show tonight. I'm sure it will be. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, take care. Thanks for calling in and kicking us off. And he's gone. There we go. The lovely Ed Loud setting up the show. Isn't that nice? Fantastic. Now, there's a bit of an argy-bargy going on in the chat room, and that is between the lovely Julia, who you shouldn't really get on the wrong side. I've just mentioned that now because you'll come the worse off, especially when the Rottweiler starts. Tonight's show is the number 33 since the lockdown started. Now, Nigel Sadler seems to think it's show 41, and I don't know where he's got that idea because we, lovely Julia and I, were away in a bed and breakfast in Hampshire on the Monday, which was what, the 23rd, was it, of March, when young Mr. Johnson said, we are now instructing you to stay in your house. Now, we didn't do a show that night. We did not do a show. And then we came back on the Tuesday morning. The Tuesday evening, I did the first of the everyday shows, every single day. And that, if you count with your finger, as I have, it is show 33. So I'm not quite sure where Monsieur Le Sad managed to get that. So maybe he's there now looking. We can do it. Where's the calendar? We can actually do it live. In fact, I'm going to do it because I want to prove the point. Hang on. We can do that with this is the irony of this is the calendar that Mr. Sadler made up very kindly, very nicely for the show. And you know what I am? I am a complete and utter bastard because I can do this on the show. And let's see if we can get the webcam up. So here it is. Look. So we're going to go back. Let's go back one page. This is March. All right. Here is March. And we were away on the 23rd. We didn't do a show on the 23rd. We did one on the 24th. So, and today is the 25th of April. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Agreed, it is 33. So there we go. Now, have they still been arguing? Because that... Oh, hello, you can't see me. Are you still arguing about this point? For goodness sake. We've got that out of the way. Andy Eldridge says, so quiet on the main road, A23 to Brighton, lots of police cars and ambulances, but I can hear the bird song in between. Oh, what are the police and ambulances doing? Are they just sort of sitting around twiddling their fingers? So who knows? What else? Fiona Cooper says, one of my old teachers taught George is now at school. Have the old teachers come out of retirement so that they can teach again? Nigel Sandler says, I stand corrected. I had missed the fact that he had missed one, so this is... Wait a minute, Nigel Sadler. I mean, you are a geek bloke, but even you, if you miss one, that would make it 34, not 41. I need to have a little bit of Europlasticity taken out of my life. So let's go to the videos. Now, Mike Dixon sent in 2 videos. One is absolutely charming. This one is good, but not as good as the one that we're going to get a bit later on. I can't remember, Mike Dixon, where you went for this one, because we've pushed this back so many days now, but it's a nice bit of atmospheric, let's calm down, shall we, Mr. Vobes? One of them. 30 tree shows I saw. 30 tree shows. Fantastic. Thanks to Jeff Kellison for reminding me to put the corn dogs in the freezer. Just gone and done that. Thank you. Otherwise, as you say, they may not be fit for consumption. They have now gone in the fridge. Thank you to Mike Dixon there for a little bit of let's calm it all down. Now, whilst we're still calm, we will take another phone call in a second, but we do have quite a few videos to get through. And we're in the woods at the moment, and the lovely Cynthia Walder has been out. And this, I want everybody to pay attention, because this is the first time Cynthia Walder has sent in. We've also got Connor, who's the first time he's sent one in. So we're going to get to his very shortly. But this is Cynthia Walder's little journey looking at the very luscious and lovely bluebells.
Hi everyone, just out on my daily walk, and I've come up to what I'm guessing are the edges of Blackdown in Hazelmere, and this is what I am seeing. It's absolutely stunning. I have been here a couple of times before in past years with Kevin, and we know it's a good spot for bluebells, but I don't think I've ever seen them quite like this. And the smell is just heavenly, beautiful. Go over here. Hopefully you can hear the birds as well, and a bumblebee that's chasing me.
How about that? Isn't that magical? Isn't that magical? Now, I am hoping to get out myself and go and see some bluebells. I've taken some advice from the lovely Madam Cane, and she was swishing her cane around. Vobesy, she said, "You will do as I bid." And she told me, Madam Cane told me exactly where to go and find them. I'm not going to say, because I've got to go at the crack of dawn, which she did crack her whip like that. So I am hoping to do that as the Bald Explorer. Anyway, thank you so much to Cynthia Walder. I'm sorry that we didn't get your video out yesterday when you sent it in, but it's absolutely magical. And do some more. It was sublime. Okay, so we will be coming back to the videos very shortly, but let's give somebody else a chance to call in if you so wish. Hang on, let's get to the show. There it is. 0793 4746790. Now, I understand Ernie might be giving us a call this evening. No pressure, Ern, but I understand you might well be giving us a ring, which would be lovely. Be lovely to hear you. If you haven't called the show, then why not give it a try? You know, I'm not going to bite your head off. Unless, of course, you know, you're a bit mad. Well, if you're a bit mad, actually, I'll probably embrace you on the show more than anything else. So there we are. Lots of nice things. Mike Stevens says beautiful bluebells and video, gorgeous bluebells. We do like them, and they are only here for such a short space of time. It is an irony that we're not allowed to get out and see them because of the lockdown. I'm sure that the aroma of those bluebells will just be good for our mental health. So well done to Cynthia. Fiona Hammond says, Richard, how is your knee? Better to my knee? There's never been anything wrong with my knee. Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the other Richard, Mr. Suggett? My knee is okay. It was my back. It was my back that was playing up. But actually, my back's been good. It's been very good. Fingers crossed. But let's hope it stays that way. Ranadale Knots in the Lake Districts is famous for the bluebells. I wonder if that is also going to be a place where people descend then, if it's famous for bluebells. Julia says, I have a non-native bluebell in my garden. I'd rather have English ones, but I'm not willing to get rid of the others. Quite right. They're very nice. Apparently. I think I've seen them. I think I've seen them in the past when I've been at your house. I haven't obviously had a chance really to see them this year. Because I did cut your lawn one year, and I think you told me to be careful not to cut the bluebells out. Mike Dixon says, Bella and I are exploring Whiston Woods this morning at 5:45 a.m. Loads of bluebells and wild deer. Yes, I know we've got... I know you... I would like to know, where are these Whiston Woods? Is it in Whiston Park? Because I was thinking, oh, I might go there. It looks smashing. But I was trying to work out where it is. Could you, Mike, send me a map reference of where you went? Because I haven't been round Whiston Woods, and that would be a good one to go round. Thank you very much. I've just counted the thumbnails in the video list, not noticing the missing show or the extra bread making test, hence getting completely muddled. Poor old Nigel there now grovelling, coming up with any old excuse. I don't know. Bless his cotton socks. We forgive you. It'd be nice to be able to say that we're up to closer to, 41 shows. It would make me seem more heroic. But alas, only 33. Hardly heroic at all. So there we go. Fiona Hammond read that, sorry. Thanks for the kind comments. I'm glad, Cynthia, you're out there, and sorry for having the delay. Right, nobody's called in, so gave you plenty of time, but we're going to go back into the box because we're going to introduce you to Connor's dark moment. Yes, is Connor out there? Because we're going to play in his dark moment. Now, remember, there is a point at which a bee attacks him and he gets a little bit scared. So I don't think he gives us any expletives. Expletives is, it's like an Easter egg in this show. If you manage to get an expletive when you're listening, you think, oh, what was that? Did I hear something then? Did I hear what was that? They're all part of the script. There is a room full of typists out there in the third room to the left, in the East Wing. And that's the West Wing, of course. That's the East Wing, that side. But, in the West Wing, although we don't like to do the West Wing because people get confused with something in America. I don't know why. And these typists, every now and again, they do put in a special little Easter egg expletive. So it's not the same as in Connor's case. Let's go over to see Connor's dark corner and find out what he's up to and how he's attacked by bees and other animals.
Hi Richard. Hi viewers. I'm Connor. Hello. Hello. I've come for a walk. I was going to show you some of the trees. I thought I'd show you some horses quickly. They're just sitting there munching away. Oh, there's a bee. Oh, it's a wasp. Look at the little horsey. Ma. Ma. I know horses don't sound like that. Oink, oink. That's better. Got some more horses in the background. Is that a unicorn over there? Looks like a unicorn. Look at that horse. Unfortunately, there's no goats out today. There's normally some goats in this compound that are eating away at the grass. Oh my, that's a llama.
what I want to know is the black and white horse that we saw strutting across with the hoops and stuff that looked like a Shire horse. What was it? Julia, you must know what that was. It was quite shaggy. It was quite a shaggy-looking horse. It needed a shave, in my opinion. So what was it? It wasn't a Frisian, obviously, because that's cows. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Connor. That was lovely. Your dark corner of cornered animals. Fantastic. And lovely little duck there as well. And the llamas. So many animals around you. I forget what part of the world you're from now. But it was lovely to see all those fantastic animals. So, yeah, go out there and do some more. We love the videos. We love it. Fantastic. This is a lot like You've Been Framed without the accidents. Although in Connor's case, of course, we did have a bee sting in there. But anyway, brilliant. Love it. Thank you so much. Wonderful stuff. We've got more. We have got more. And coming up, we have a fantastic video by Adrian looking at a grammar school. We have Barry with the second part of Silchester, which I have to say I am very eager, having watched both of your videos, and we'll see the second part in a minute, to go to Silchester and see the Roman city that was once there. I went to Wroxeter. Do you know Wroxeter up in Shropshire? And there are some ruins and stuff, and I've been round it and taken some video in the past, ages ago, from outside, but it was very expensive to get in. It was English Heritage, I think, and so I haven't sort of gone in there and looking. But I think the fact that Silchester just seems to have more to the imagination with that beautiful long wall that we'll see than Wroxeter. And I remember when I first went up to Shrewsbury to Shropshire to see my friend Harriet, and I said, when she said, "What do you want to do today?" And I said, I quite fancy going to Wroxeter, the ancient Roman city of Wroxeter. She said, "Oh, okay, we could go there. What do you want to do there?" I said, "Well, I'd love to see what kind of shops and what the architecture is like, and maybe we could have a cup of tea in one of the cafes." And she said, "It's a ruined city. It's not an actual city." And I said, Oh, is it? Sorry, I thought it was a city, as in like Chichester. I was ignorant, you see. Still am, in many ways, but not so much about Rochester. Know a bit more about Rochester now. In fact, I bought it. I think it was the Cornovi. The Cornovi was the tribes that went up to Rochester. I've got because they went up to the top of the Wrekin. Have you ever been onto the top of the Wrekin? You've gone round the Wrekin, and you can go over the Wrekin. And if you muck up a bit too much of a sweat, you'll be the one that's a Wrekin. And I think the Cornovi also had the Iron Age hill fort on the top there. But the Romans came along and duffed them up a bit. So that was it. The black and white horse, says the lovely Julia, was a young gypsy vanner. The breed were developed for pulling gypsy caravans. I wonder how do you develop a breed to did you get some sort of special magic serum or something and just plonk it in? So that was absolutely. We're gonna go and watch. What do we got? Oh, and coming up, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot. Coming up in today's show, don't go away, because we have the tortoise and the baby race. We have the footage. The lovely Julia has sent in the footage now. I have tinkered with it a little bit and shoved some music on. But the lovely Julia and family have put together this video of the race between the tortoise and baby Joseph. You may have heard us talking about it. Well, it's in. It's in. It's the excitement. I mean, you get BBC with Torval and Dean. That's showing my age. Whoever is the current thing. What was this? That series. You used to have that series. Throne Room Chairs or something. Throne Room Chairs? A series of a game about. It was like musical chairs, but in the medieval period. Something to do with kings on chairs. I can't remember now, or the Queen's on the throne, or something. Anyway, they had this. I don't know if the BBC had it, but mainstream telly may have pushed the boat out and have all these sort of semi-sexual medieval history intrigue. We don't have any of that nonsense. We top it. We top it, ladies and gentlemen. Tortoise and baby. And that is coming up fairly soon. But first, before that, let's go and find out what Barry is up to with the lovely Faden. Yay! Then we'll go to the calls. Barry, let's see more of Silchester.
Hello everyone, this is part 2 of the Silchester Roman town that we've done. There's Faden having a dance. I'll just show you around.
By the way, hello Richard and all.
Says hello Richard and all. You can see the walls here.
Yeah.
Still quite tall. They are slowly crumbling though, unfortunately. You see it going all up there. The walk, if you want to walk around the whole of the town via the wall, it only takes 1.5 hours to 2 hours, so it's a nice stroll. Beautiful area, lots of wildlife.
I think that's more of the wall over there. I'm not 100% sure.
It is. The wall goes all the way round. You can walk straight through the middle as well. Anyway, we'll get back to you when we get to the amphitheatre. Just want to show you this part of the wall, which is still quite constructed. It's not as ruined as some of the other parts on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Some more ivy covered rocks there, which I love.
There's very big like stone slabs as well here.
There are.
I guess it would save time for them as well.
It would. Get back to you in a mo.
We're now at the amphitheatre, also known as the Colosseum.
We are. We'll show you around.
Yeah.
You can imagine the fighters or gladiators, whatever you want to call them, walking down this path into the arena.
This might be like that bit over there, where that gap is, might be like where the gate is.
Yeah, no one really knows what that is. We'll have a look at that in a minute. It could hold up to 9,000 spectators, believe it or not. Get back to you in a minute. Okay, these little hovels on the side. There's one on the opposite side of the amphitheatre as well. I don't know if you can see that. Nobody really knows what they were for, but some people have suggested it was for the high top Roman soldiers that were sitting high up to walk up some stairs. Other people think it was for some of the Roman gods' statues to be held in. Get back to you in a mo. This would have been the back of the amphitheatre where the fighters and gladiators would have left. Faden's going to show you some fighting skills now inside the arena. That's some good skills. No gladiator would stand a chance. Anyway, get back to you in a moment. Okay, this is the other side of the amphitheatre with the other hovel that I was talking about. This amphitheatre itself was more for entertainment. Although people occasionally would have died in battle here, it was mostly just wrestling and fighting. People would get broken bones and wounds. They were normally bored soldiers or soldiers with their egos. There goes a soldier with an ego there. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye. Hope you like this part 2 of this video. Take care everybody, and goodbye.
Goodbye Richard and all.
Bye bye.
How about that? You won't want to mess with the lovely Faden. You certainly don't want to mess with Faden. Clearly, he is gladiator material. Gladiators, ready? Ready! Audrey Forbes says, Richard, it's Roxeter. Did I not say Roxeter? That's what I thought I said, Roxeter. Did I say Exeter or Rochester? Did I get my words all muggled up? Did I misspeak, to quote Diane Abbott? Did I get the numbers wrong? Did I do a Nigel Sadler or a Diane Abbott there? Did I? How many police officers do you need, Diane Abbott? One of the hilarious moments of internet history, I think. Anyway, yes, Roxeter, Roxeter, that's what I thought I said. Anyway, so that was Silchester, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'd love to go there. Thanks, Barry, for the offer. That would be fantastic. And Gabriel suggested or asked, where is the lovely Harriet and her little dog, the Lola, the Dachshund? Well, I haven't seen Harriet for a while, and as Julia explained, Harriet is an ex-girlfriend. We had a bit of a, thing, don't you know? And then Harriet said, I've had enough of you, Vobes. Get on your bike. No, actually, we lived what is it, 230 miles apart. And we had a relationship for over 8 years. We'd known each other for 10 years, but we'd had a relationship over 8 years. And in the end, it was just like, well, it's not really going to work, is it, ultimately? And I was getting very busy with all of this and not doing so much the corporate stuff and trying to do this. It just seemed... So we're friends. We're still friends, and we see each other very rarely, and Harriet lets me stay at her place when I want to go up to Shropshire, and I was hoping to go up to Shropshire at the beginning of the year when we had a wet winter. You may remember we had a wet... Do you remember rain? Do you remember rain? Yeah, that wet stuff that used to come down from the sky. We used to get that. And now in April, when there's April showers... Somehow, showers has been respelt S-U-N, April sunshine, non-stop, which has been absolutely fantastic, apart from the fact that we're all locked in and we're not allowed out. So we can look at the sun through our windows, and none of us, apart from, there's a bit of mime for you. Look at that. There we are. Look at that. I didn't go to mime school for nothing. It cost me about $350 a term back in the day. And, yeah, so... like to go to Rochester. Thank you. Roxeter. Lovely. Anyway, thank you very much. So Thumbs Up says, Elwolf. Hello, Elwolf. Nice to see you there. Mike Dixon says, the Roman city was featured on a history programme, Dig, and it included the experts from Reading University, lots of finds and pictures of what looked like an excellent city. I must go there. I think it will fire up the old imagination. Josephine Suter says, no, don't go. Oh, okay. I won't go then. I was hoping to go, but I won't. Tamara Carter says she loved this. Oh, by the way, come out of this and go into this and hit this and don't hit that and shove that over there and put that up. Tamara Carter says, loved it. Thank you very much, Tamara. Well done. The great Faden there. I'm going to pitch. Next time I go, I'm going to meet up with Faden. Assuming that he's not at school, we will play gladiators together and what's the thing they do in Scotland? Toss the caber. Oh, I said Rochester. Did I say Rochester? Rochester's a real place. Rochester is a real... I meant Roxeter. I meant what you spelt. I knew what I meant, and you knew what I meant, but I said the wrong... I misspoke. Sorry about that. Yes. Apologies. I apologise. Roxeter. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, because Rochester, which sounds similar but isn't, is in Kent, whereas Roxeter is in Shropshire. Oh, there's a lot of shures in this. Surely not. We have a phone call. Let's find out who that is. Thank you. Someone coming to my rescue, which is lucky. Hello to you.
Hello, Vobie. This is Jeff.
Jeff! Hello, Jeff! It's Jeff Kellison, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. Where are you, Jeff?
Thank you, everybody.
Where are you?
Somewhere in Wyoming. I'm on my way to Pasco, Washington, but I don't have to be there till Tuesday, so I got all the time in the world.
Oh, well, it's lovely. It's lovely you've spent some of that time with us.
When are we going to do this corn dog business?
Well, I'm hoping to light the Essie tomorrow, and I don't know what you do with them. I guess you just put them in the oven and bake them up.
That's why I was calling. However it says to cook them, put them in the skillet with a little bit of oil and fry them. They're best that way.
Is that right? Oh, okay. I'll thaw them out first, although it does say cook from frozen.
Yeah, I thaw them a little bit because they'll pop if you put them in hot oil with when they're still completely frozen. But
now, I just remind me what you call a skillet. Is that a frying pan?
Yeah, it's that $200 thing hanging on your wall that you fry things in.
What the oh, you can't see it now because I put your picture in. Not the very flat one that we did.
No.
Not the pancake one.
No, the other one, the frying pan skillet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the frying pan. I think yeah. I've it's probably up there actually. I can't reach it without destroying the studio at the moment. But I can destroy the studio tomorrow, and yeah, we can do that. Maybe I can do that on the show. Do it live.
Well, now that would be fun. You have an extension cord that'll reach.
Yeah, can I do that on the immersion hob?
Yeah, as long as you can control the heat and not get the oil too hot.
Yeah, well, what's the worst that can happen? The oil catches fire, it burns and singes my hair, the studio goes up in flames, everybody laughs, claps, puts a thumbs up, enjoying the show, that sort of thing.
You'll get a new roof that way.
Yeah, yeah. There'll be a few witnesses to say to the insurance company, "Yeah, he did it on purpose."
Well, that was very nice of Linda Keane to do that. That was very, very, very nice.
She did. She's got her own hazmat suit, and she went up to Tesco's and she was there immersed in all the coronavirus to get it. She is a soul that must be prayed for.
I'll tell you, that was very nice for going out and doing that. I feel guilty, but that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I hope so. Well, that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're definitely going to get the immersion hub or the induction hob, depending on which way you want to interpret it. I'll get that in here. We'll get the skillet. We'll just a fine bit of oil. Do you think?
But put like a quarter of an inch in the bottom. If you have a smaller skillet, that would work too. But I would, if you can, I would fry them. You can cook them in the oven, but they're not as good.
Right.
That's a food that's made to be fried.
Okay. There may be a bit of smoke in the studio when we do this. But yeah, that sounds great fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll say goodbye now. Thank you again to Linda Keane, and good luck, everybody, and I'll talk to you another day.
Well, make sure you're tuning in tomorrow and you'll know what I think of a fried corn dog.
Well, I don't have much hope. It's kind of one of those things where I think we're about 0-17 with you on American foods, but we'll try.
Yeah, we'll try it, see what happens. It'll be fun. It'll be entertaining if nothing else.
It's not Hershey's chocolate, so we have a ghost of a chance.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, can't stand the Hershey's, I'm afraid. Thank you so much, Jeff. Yeah, go on.
Ghirardelli is the best American chocolate.
Which one?
Ghirardelli. They used to make it in San Ghirardelli, yeah.
I wonder if there's any other Americans there who've heard of that, or anybody else who's heard of that and can give us a recommendation.
Well, it's not a large company. The next time I ship something over there, I'll go and get a block of it and I'll send it with it.
Ed Loud is saying that if we defrost the corn dogs, be careful because the batter may become runny and fall away from the sausage.
Yeah, that's why I said I would make sure that there's no like ice on the outside and all that, but I don't think I would thaw them any more than that.
Right.
And then just put them in the pan with a little bit of oil, and then when one side gets brown, roll them a little bit. Let that side get brown, roll it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be 101 people advising me exactly how to cook them.
Have you got yellow mustard in the house or brown mustard?
Yeah, I used to have some yellow mustard. Used to have some English mustard and French mustard, but I'm not sure. Any kind of mustard. I don't know if there is any mustard in the house at the moment. Might have to do a trip to Morrison's. I did go this morning. I wasn't hoping to go for another 6 months. I just live on some grass and peanuts, but I'll be all right. Don't feel sorry for me.
No, I don't feel sorry for. I actually had a very good dinner tonight. I'm at a truck stop in Wyoming, and they have pretty good food. And there was a lady in there, and she was making prime rib sandwiches, and it was very good. It was
prime rib sandwiches.
Yep.
Is that on the bone?
Shaved, no, it was shaved prime rib.
Oh, okay.
Thinly sliced with some Swiss cheese on a hoagie roll. It was very tasty.
Sounds lovely. Sounds delightful. Well done. I'm glad. It was good to hear that you're eating properly again and not going to Burger King.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you get a hit. Well, I will say goodbye to everybody, and I'll look forward to tomorrow's show.
Fantastic. Look forward to it myself. Thanks for calling in, Jeff.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. How about that? We are going to cook the corn dogs That's going to be so exciting. I will put on my special chef's, what do you call it, pinny. I will be in my pinny, like the galloping gourmet. How nice is that? Linda Kane says, I was doing some other shopping and checked that there were such things as I'd never heard of them. Strange that there was a lot in stock. So no, none of them are being hoarded. I'm glad you only bought me one box, Linda, just in case. Andrew Norris, he says, yes, I remember reading that. I've not been there since they built the motorway, and it's just scrolled up anyway. So people saying hello to Jeff. Mustard probably dated 1998. Yeah, probably in my house. Dean did ours on the barbecue. Oh, right. Okay, so that's a good way of doing it. Good. Not French mustard, please, says Michael Angel. I don't think we got any French mustard. I think that there is probably, I don't know that I've got any Coleman's at the moment, which American mustard is considerably more mild, is milder even than English mustard. That's very true. Yeah, a bit of Coleman's and you soon know it. So there we go. And John Berger says, got to admit, I'd never thought I'd see corn dogs in England, at least not popular enough to be in Tesco's. There you are, John. Everything is strange in this world, especially in the Vobes world. Let's go and thanks very much to Jeff, by the way, for calling in. That was superb. We're going to go to the videos. Now, we have, what have we got? Oh, yes, we've got the tortoise and baby race coming up. Let's get some thumbs up. If you want to see the tortoise and baby race, the video, then give us some more thumbs up. We've only got 41 likes on this, so we need a few more likes to get onto that. Meanwhile, we've got some lovely atmospheric stuff. Gabriel has sent us in his drone show reel, which is very gorgeous and worth waiting for. But in the meantime, the lovely Adrian from TurboStream gave us a 50-50 choice. He said, do you want us to do another thing about a canal, or would you like us to go to a medieval grammar school? And I said, go to the grammar school. And like a good sport that he is, he did just that.
Hello Richard, it's Adrian at TurboStream again. So today's little video is on the old grammar school at Kings Norton Green, quite a leafy suburb of Birmingham. So you can see there, it's a lovely old Tudor type building. Not sure the age. There's an information board over there which we'll go and have a look at in a minute. So we're in the churchyard. That's St Nicholas Church. You can see the lovely spire there. Looks like they're having some work done to the top. A lovely spring blossom on which I think is a cherry tree. I'm not totally sure. Don't really know my trees either. So let's go and look at this grammar school. It's a bit hard to see on this information board, but it says St Nicholas Place, the city's largest collection of medieval buildings, includes St Nicholas Church, the Tudor Merchant's House and the old grammar school. A place of education for almost 400 years, the little gem is a must-see. Probably brought together as a library for Thomas Hall in the 17th century, it has also had many other uses. How was it used in World War II? How was it connected to suffragettes? How is it used today? Well, that's it, Richard. That's a quick sneak peek of the old grammar school at Kings Norton Green. I do hope you enjoyed that. And from me, it's now back to the studio.
Watching, you see, so it's quite a lot of people.
Don't worry. We're back on air now, ladies and gentlemen. That was absolutely fantastic. That was thank you, Adrian, for doing that. Sorry, I put my headphones on there. Thank you, Adrian, for doing that. That was really kind. Of course, now you'll have to go and do the other one, which is the canal. But what a beautiful building that was. Now, whilst you were there watching that, the lovely Ernie, bit shy, he says, has come online to have a chat with us. Hello, Ernie.
Tally ho, Richard.
Tally ho! Oh, it's so good to talk to you because we've seen your name go up there and we've had email exchange. It's lovely to talk to you in person.
Well, it's kind of an honour, really. Yes, I will be stuttering throughout these next few minutes, so bear with me, viewers, and you, Richard and Julia.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Now, you're a very smart fellow, because I've seen pictures of you, and I wish I had them now in front here to be able to show, because you like your uniforms.
I do. It goes back way back in the 80s when I was in school, but I used to love German uniforms, and then I realised I was on the wrong side. So.
There are people who dress up, who don't sort of have a grudge against anything. They're just historically interested in those sort of things and wear SS uniforms and that sort of thing. I don't know whether it's kinky or what it is.
Well, I did go to fetish clubs back in the day wearing those uniforms.
Did you? You said you were shy, and now it's all coming out.
Well, oh God.
You'll never live it down. So, but one of the ones that you look absolutely resplendent in is the RAF blues. And that's tell us about your interest in the RAF, because you do reenactments, don't you?
I do. I mean, it goes back to when I liked anything into the 1940s, and when I went back for the first time to Singapore to see my parents came from, and I looked at photographs of them back in the 30s and 40s, and in their linen suits and clothing, it was all really kind of really plush and really nice. And so I got more into the 40s stuff from that perspective, civilian stuff.
Yes.
Then I got into the history on the World War II, the British things, and got into the uniforms. And then I liked the Royal Air Force blue, as you said, and it went on from there.
And I mean, you've sent me over the last year or so photographs of you next to all these iconic aircraft, the fighters and the bombers and things, and as you reenactment. And it's stunning to look at those pictures, because they're very accurate, aren't they? You're dressed as the crew would have been by the authentic aircraft. Yes,
I think that's due to the people I've joined. They're so anal on what they do, that authenticity is right down to, dare I say, the undergarments as well, if they were to go into.
Oh, really?
Especially the women, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, blimey.
I've been told by the women.
So, yes, really. I've been told about that. I've not seen it. Hello, love. Hang on. Oh, I say. Nice gusset.
You can kind of tell if they're wearing you can in their uniforms, if they kind of stretch a bit, you can tell they're wearing, they're undergarments.
So let me ask you this. One of my favourite war films about the Battle of Britain and the stuff is the 1960 whatever year it was, the colour version of the Battle of Britain. I don't think it's been beaten, really. I know you could make the aeroplanes now in CG, and there have been other things. What did you presumably you've seen the film?
Yes, and I really loved it, and the fact that they used all those aeroplanes they're all obviously original from the period.
Yes,
and they kind of I think all the German ones were from the Spanish Spanish Air Force, which still had the airplanes, the bombers from the war. And the Messerschmitts weren't actually the Messerschmitt 109s that they were used during the war. They were I think they were called Buchons. Maybe someone can correct me online watching the show, but they weren't exactly the kind of planes that were fought during the war. I think.
Is it because they had the red nose? They had and they didn't have that. I seem to remember somebody criticising the film and said, "Oh, in the film the Messerschmitts had the red." Or one of them, or in, so it gets to the point where the layman wouldn't know, but certain, it's like that's the Mark III Spitfire and not the Mark I, and all those sort of things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not so clued up on the Battle of Britain, but I know a guy that is part of my group, RAF at War, Chris Chandler, and he's obsessed with that film, and he's got everything from that film. And maybe I should get him to call in or forward him.
Well, I know.
Your show.
I mean, I read also that they shot loads of aerial footage, of which they used a huge amount in the film. But apparently, a lot of the footage they also kept as stock footage, and they've been reusing it for other productions that didn't go into the main film. And you can sort of tell it's that style, because they had a certain style when they were flying with all their stuff. It's an amazing film.
It is,
And
yeah.
I mean, it's star-studded and everything, but it is based on real events that are all peppered together to form a kind of story.
Exactly, and today, this year would have been the anniversary, and it would have been a big event going on throughout all the air shows this year.
Yeah, you said to me, I remember saying that you were going to try and get me to sit in a Spitfire.
Yeah, or a Hurricane.
Or a Hurricane, yeah. Either would be an absolute honour and a joy.
Yeah,
but
it's not to be.
Not to be. There's certainly not this year. No,
not this year.
No,
but it'll always be there waiting.
Yes. So what other period interests you in terms of dressing up?
Nothing really. I mean, with my Royal Air Force, I mainly represent the people of colour in the British Empire,
right,
who were kind of you don't really hear about.
Yes.
So it may be people from like the Caribbean, Malaya, Ceylon, Singapore, India, who kind of all fought together for the motherland, and died together in fighter planes and bombers, as you know, and
yes,
it's just to make people aware in Britain and also in Europe, because I go to Europe as well to do these things, that we all were united at once now for 6 years. Yeah.
No, well, it's incredibly laudable. I just don't have the time to do these sort of things, and there's so many of these sort of things that I would, these certain reenactments from different periods. I would love to get involved, but I just don't get the time really because of what I do. But I admire those people who got in their wardrobe a wardrobe from another time, and know, I mean, the thing with me is I know a little about a lot, or not a lot about, and then not a lot about a little, if you see what I mean. Whereas, you probably have got an encyclopedic knowledge of certain aspects, and one could put you on Mastermind and quiz you about things, and you'd know all these amazing facts.
Well, Richard, you know what? I've said this to Lorraine, my good lady. I'd rather be in your shoes doing what you're doing than what I'm doing. I envy you. You do. I think you've got the best job in the world. You really do.
What do you do then?
I'm a graphic designer.
Okay.
But I mean, stand in front of a computer, 2-3 screens,
yes,
for hours on end.
Yes.
I'd rather do what you're doing out in the nature. And that's what I love, and that's why we're going to move to Somerset. Well, we were going to move to Somerset until lockdown happens.
Yes,
so
but once lockdown is up, you will be out into what part of Somerset?
Well, we looked at a house. We were looking in Somerset generally, but then things didn't work out, and so it's just outside in the borders of Dorset, and so we're looking at just around Sherborne.
Oh, well, yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Sherborne.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, we're going to slum it. Unfortunately, we've got to slum it in Sherborne.
Well, but don't give up your word. You do what you do, because it's absolutely fantastic, and with Julia as well. I'm surprised. None of my friends have heard of you, but I've told people around me about you.
I'm an acquired taste, I think.
No, one in a million. We're obsessed in listening to you, because it's such a breath of fresh air. It really is. Yeah,
it's very weird when people say that, and a few people. I mean, people do say that, and I think I don't understand what you're talking about. It's just me, and I'm just being silly. And some days I'm up, and other days I can be, down. I don't tend to be down for very long. And other times I'm very tired, and I've said to Julia many times when the show's about to start, I think, I just really can't be bothered tonight. And then I get going, and here we are. The energy goes, and the adrenaline goes, and the audience is there, and that you've got to walk on and do the show, and of course then suddenly I realise, of course I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's great. I mean, once we move, I sorry about this, Richard, but I'm going to have a studio. Well, because I've got a studio in our house where I work, and I love your setup. and I'm going to make mine. I'm going to kind of not replicate it, but I'm going to do something similar as well. Not a show, but kind of a display similar to yours.
Good man. Good man. Improve on my old little back.
No. Oh, no. I'm not going to improve on that. No. You're top man.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much for calling in. That's so kind of you. And blowing smoke at my bum. No, but I'm looking forward to. You see, this. What I'm doing here is actually I'm making so many friends, and I would love to meet when you're in Sherborne. I will come over after seeing Gabriel in Glastonbury and spending some time going around there. I'm going to have to come over and see you, and then we'll both dress up in some RAF outfits.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Yes.
And make some videos. Wouldn't that be great?
You bet. Yes.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And, because I'm sure down there in Dorset, they must have... What would that have been? That would have been on... I'm just thinking during the Battle of Britain, it was divided up into... Oh, I can't remember.
All sectors.
The sectors, yeah. I wonder what sector
I can't remember what sector it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be in the front line. I can't remember what sector it was.
But even so, there would have been some aircraft coming in and there would have been scrambles, and maybe we can run around with our arms out to the sides going...
Well, I know a few contacts there. Maybe we can get you to meet up with a few reenactors. So it won't be just you and I or Julia. It would be a group as such.
Oh, we'll have to get Julia in a WAF's outfit.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. It's getting hot under the collar again now.
Let's not go there.
Dear. Anyway, on that note... We better say thank you so much for ringing, Ernie. What a lovely phone call. And don't be shy next time.
I won't. I'll try not to.
Good man. Take care.
Okay.
Look after yourself.
Will do. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. The wonderful Ernie. Tally-ho, he says, every time he comes online. What a lovely chap. Moving from, I can't remember where he said he was, but down to Sherborne, slumming it in Sherborne. I just feel so sorry for him. What a shame. Well-spoken gentleman, says Barbara Childs. Absolutely. How nice is that? Ernie, have you ever been to Yanks? What, have you been to Yanks? Back in Saddleworth, said Ian Beddoes. So there we go. What about that? Absolutely amazing. Very genteel and softly spoken, says the lovely Julia. She also hasn't heard the WEF comment yet, but I think that was me. Let's go into the video box and see if we can find another video. Okay, so what have we done? We've got one of Mike's to come, and we've got Gabriel, and of course we have the tortoise. We have the tortoise race coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away for that. You've got to stay for that. Let's go and have a little bit of atmosphere first. A little nice bit of atmosphere with some more bluebells and things, the dawn chorus and that sort of thing, with Mike Dixon. This is in Whiston Woods. How about that? Lovely, fantastic, wonderful bluebells. Now, Mike, I need to ask you a question because I've been watching your videos. You've been sending them in and it's been absolutely fantastic. Your camera that you use, your phone, I think it's your phone, isn't it? Is there stabilisation? in your phone. I've been miffed because, you know, and I don't know what model it is, but I want to know what model your phone is, because when I upgrade my phone, I want to get a phone that has that incredibly smooth stabilisation, because that's not just your hands, because normally you see a little bit of wobbling. Have they got modern phone stabilisation built into them? Is that what they've got? Because I need to get that in my phone. Absolutely fantastic and beautiful camera colours and all of that. Really, really good. So yeah, that's really cool. I've noticed other people using phones that seem to have stabilisation built in. It's incredible. But there we are, Whiston Woods, absolutely superb. How lovely is that? Talking of stabilisation, you know, if you go up in a drone, you get some fantastic views of places. Well, I've got a drone, and I do want to get my drone out, but I haven't done it during the lockdown. I didn't think that was fair. We're going to go and have a look at Gabriel's show reel, effectively, some corporate work that he's done for people, but it is very magical. He's put it together just for us. Before we do that, Linda Cadman out there. Hello, Linda. Hope you're well. She's just reminded me to pop over to Shoreham and have a look at her books on Sussex, which I would love to do, only we can't do that during the lockdown. We'll get that as soon as we done. There's a phone call here. Hello, who's calling?
Oh, hi, Richard. It's Mike Dixon.
Oh, Mike Dixon, I'm glad you phoned. Did you hear my comments about your wonderful phone?
Yeah, it's the iPhone XR. I actually saw it advertised second hand. Well, actually, I went to then buy it, and actually it was still in its box.
Wow.
So it's a slight risk. Anyway, I sold an SE. You know, they call them like not your SE the cooker, but the iPhone SE. And I bought this one, and actually I'm massively impressed by it. You know,
it does have a very stable camera in it.
Yeah, and the sound quality is pretty amazing. So I'll tell you a funny story about my previous phone. It was an iPhone, what they called SE, which I liked it because it was good quality.
Yeah.
But it was quite small. Anyway, I was over at Midhurst, and I think they call it the South Pond or something.
Right.
Anyway, they had a kind of eco event going on, looking at wildlife and the pond life and pond dipping.
Nice.
Anyway, I had this very young lady. She was only around about 12 years of age, and very, very knowledgeable for her young years. Anyway, I then was taking photographs of some of these creatures that were in this little sample pot. Anyway, she said, "Oh, I didn't know they still made that model of phone anymore." Anyway, I was so embarrassed.
And she was 12.
And then the following week, I looked for a new one and traded in the old one. But I loved that old phone because it fitted in my pocket perfectly.
Yeah.
But that my ego couldn't cope with that.
Couldn't cope with that. A 12. I didn't know they made those things. That's come out of the ark, that is. Oh, bless.
I was really embarrassed. I thought, oh, God. I thought I was being really trendy, getting my mobile phone out.
Yes.
To take a photograph.
Yeah, there you go. You see, you're out of your league, you were. So I'm annoyed now because that phone is I'm not into Apple products personally. I don't know what it is, but I can't go down that line. So it's a shame because
some do, some don't. Some people love them. I find them just so very, very easy to use.
Yes. I like phones which are much more complicated. Give me one of those candlestick phones where you have to sort of ask the operator to give you the number. Yeah. That's the type of phone. I don't like things that are too easy. Which is why I live the way I live, I suppose.
Yeah, no.
But I'm impressed with that stabilisation, and I wonder if other phones, whether the Samsung range or the Android range, whatever, do it.
I'm sure they do. I mean, they're all chasing each other for the market, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no.
And it's just amazing how clever they all are. It's kind of.
Well, that was absolutely lovely. And whilst you're there, Whiston Woods, where is it?
The actual woods that I went to is you go past Bunkton Church, which is on your right.
Yes, going north.
And then go on about another half mile, and on a sharp bend there's a road to the right, which is it says private road, and that I think they actually call that North Lane. It's a kind of concrete surface.
Yes.
and that takes you right up into the woods, and I think it goes on as far right up onto the main road.
Oh, right. Is that on the Whiston estate?
Yeah, it's all all the houses were or are, I think they were originally, owned by the estate when they were like tied cottages.
So when you go on that bend that you were talking about, are there 2 or 3 houses on your left-hand side?
That's it.
And there's one that looks abandoned or empty?
Yeah, there's actually up this North Lane, you'll see a sign at the moment. It says 4-bedroom house for sale, requiring a renovation project.
I made a video up there when I was looking for a griffin, but I thought you couldn't get into the woods because it looked like it was all private, and it just said
no. Yeah, I thought that, and then actually, if you down there are quite a few bridle paths, footpaths. But actually, talking to one person and obviously maintaining our distance and everything, she said you can go left or right, along different. Anyway, she recommended a route because there's a big house further up on the left,
right,
and one on the right.
Yeah.
But anyway, then you can actually then head into the woods, which I did.
Oh, I know where you mean now. Yes, I know. It's quite a trek fantastic. Up there to that house.
Sorry?
It's quite a trek. They're quite big houses, aren't they?
Yeah, they're massive. Yeah, the one I like is the one with the outdoor swimming pool. That is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
I should think it's quite small. I should think it's only around about 10 bedrooms, so quite compact.
Yes, it's a tiny little holiday cottage.
Yeah, a little rural. But if you go through the woods there, which is, we got there at about 5:45 for the dawn chorus.
Yeah, blimey. You get up early.
Which is a bit, crazy. But it's a nice time of year to see it. But anyway, we went through these woods, and that is quite magical. That's England at its best, I think.
Yes. Well, I've got to try and capture some of the bluebells if I can before it's too late, and risk getting caught by the.
Well, you're having your morning exercise, aren't you?
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it.
Exercise,
Yes. Yeah.
One thing I would say, the house this old house that's for sale on the left-hand side, the lane. I had a little naughty nose around.
Oh, yes.
Obviously,
nothing stops you. Nothing phases you, Mike, does it?
But it's a very, very amazing. I think it was an old one of the agricultural workers' cottage, on the Whiston estate.
Yes.
And I've been all around, and it's quite an experience in itself because it hasn't been modified, and it's still, like whatever hundreds of years old it is.
Wow.
And you can sadly see the old man's suits are still hanging up.
Oh my gosh, really? How funny.
But I understood that, the place would need massive refurbishment, and it's got half an acre of land,
Ah.
But it's quite an experience in itself, just nose through the window and think, wow, because you've got all the old doors, and there's the old Yoressi. There's an old kind of very old similar.
Gosh. Well, and nobody came up to you and said, "Oi, what are you up to?"
No, because it's and it's the property. I think is for sale anyway. There are so I'm
I'm always. It's funny because I'm always very nervous about going off the path. Anyway, I always think people are going to go, "Oi, get off my land." I think it's because when I grew up by a farm. And the farm was derelict, but before it was derelict, there was a farmer in it. We used to play in there, and we was always being told to get off. And I think that stayed with me. I was slightly nervous. And then, there's people
I was. I was apprehensive. But I thought, well, I just thought it was interesting. And it's got the old fireplace on it must have been, it's from literally hundreds of years, kind of red stone.
I want it. I want that place.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might actually ring the estate agent, which is H.J. Burt, and find out how much it is.
Yeah, find out how much it is, because it's got to be it's got to be less than having a tier of that horrible thing on the seafront in Worthing for £1 million.
Yeah, that's outrageous, isn't it? It's utterly horrible, isn't it?
That
if you compare the two, you got that
who would
North
want to
Lane, which is the whole road is just unbelievable. While we were there, there was deer running around. There was woodpeckers. The cuckoo was singing away endlessly. It's almost to the point where you think, well, I wish it would shut up.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard a cuckoo for years.
No. Well, now you have. So how brilliant! And then you compare that with the thing on the seafront in Worthing. They're building this wobbly wibbly tower block. Who wants to? I mean,
terrible. I don't know who the hell designed it.
It was obviously drunk that night.
Well, I'll tell you this afternoon, my daughter, I had to take my daughter, she works, got a part-time job in Brighton.
Yeah.
And has just come back from university, but keeps her busy. But I then came up to Asda, in Brighton to get some petrol, and I drove along Lewis Road, where all the college and universities are.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if you've been down that way. I haven't been down there for several months. But they're building around about 6 tower blocks, and it says on the signs, student accommodation and student social club.
Ghastly.
And it's literally 6 entire tower blocks right next to the main road, going towards Molscoombe and Bevendine.
Oh, yes.
I personally think it's absolutely hideous.
What are we doing to our country, Mike? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think it's just... from a real estate point of view, I'm sure somebody's going to make a vast amount of money out of it.
Absolutely. And the trouble is, once they start these things, everyone thinks, oh, that's a good idea. We'll just build up again, and we'll build up again here, and we'll turn like the 60s with these monstrosities. Got to go, Mike, but thank you so much.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks for all that info.
Yeah, pleasure.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wonderful Mike Dixon there. So there we are. I know where the Whiston Woods are, and now I know he's got an iPhone. But it's interesting. Barry says his what is your an S20 has stabilisation. I tried it today, and I was not happy as I can't zoom in when the setting is on. Oh, I can understand that because it's probably doing the stabilisation, but. For those shots, for the wide shot. Anyway, it's just an interesting thing. Let's go and have a look at what we're going to do. Glastonbury, yeah, that's right. Let's come out of there and go into Gabriel Glastonbury and have a look at his amazing drone stuff. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Tortoise and the Child and Jojo coming up after this. Go, Gabriel, go. Flights of Fantasy. Impressive stuff, eh? Absolutely amazing. Gabriel, I want to know that tower, that castle building with the staircase going up to it. Where's that? I would love to go and visit that. beautiful colours, wonderful photography, fantastic. When I come down to see you, I'm going to bring my drone, and you can give me some lessons on how to fly the bloody thing, so that I can get some shots with my drone in the videos. Looking forward to doing that. Absolutely wonderful. But where was that castle? That looked awesome, and obviously climbing up there, you need the drone following you. That was amazing. So that's really cool. Lots of praise there for you, Gabriel. Flabbergasted, says the lovely Julia. Kevin's Rambles, beautiful filming. Tracy Murphy, impressive. That was stunning, fantastic. Surpassed yourself there. We girls need to share a bottle. Share a bottle. Wow, Glastonbury looks amazing. Borrow Richard's drone. Kevin Rambles. Yeah, mine's not doing anything at the moment. And that's the dogs. Gabriel says Turbo Stream. So absolutely fantastic. But where was it? Where is that building? Is that near you? It must be up in Scotland or somewhere like that, or is it in Ireland or somewhere? We're just waiting to see if there is any notice on that. Before we end the show, before we go, of course, we have, thank you for coming. Just give me a few more likes would be fantastic, and then we will show you the tortoise and the little boy Joseph. Has he disappeared? Has he disappeared? Has Gabriel gone? Yes, Richard, get your drone out and practice. You can revisit places with a drone view. You can revisit many places with the drone view. Well, I want to get it out, but whilst we're in lockdown, you can't really say it's exercise going out to fly a drone as such. But I do need, as soon as it's relaxed a little bit more, I will discreetly go and fly it. But I've got to be careful because I do have my face up above the parapet, and if somebody says, "Oh, you're just flying a drone," give this fabulous show a thumbs up, folks. Well, I don't know where that is, but I'll have to ask Gabriel afterwards. But now, ladies and gentlemen, got to finish the show. But before we go, we have for you the one and only, the incredible little Joseph, who put his wits and his crawling skills against Eric the tortoise. Thanks to Julia and family for sending in the footage. Here it is. You've been waiting for it. Let's go. Everybody, now just want to explain that they put down, Julia said, a yellow hose pipe for the finish line. That's all you really need to know. So, on your marks, let the race begin. Let's set, go! Hooray for the tortoise. Looks like the tortoise won that one, but give it a week. I think Jojo is going to win the next one. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Julia, for doing that. That was hilarious. How lovely. And he looks so good. And the thing is, you'll be able to play him that back in years to come, how he was beaten by a tortoise. But soon he'll be sitting on the tortoise and having rides. Ah, that's fantastic. Well done. Thank you so much for joining us today. That's it for today's show. It's been absolutely fun. What is it tomorrow? Sunday? Is that my day off? Do I get a day off after 34 shows? No, I don't think I do. I think we've got to do it all again tomorrow. The race was a fix, says Mark Selwood. No. The tortoise has beaten the child this time. They'll have a rematch. Have no fear. How lovely. There we go. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe and all the usual sort of bits and pieces. We'll be going back again tomorrow, 8 o'clock. In the meantime, tomorrow morning, if you want to catch up with me reading to you Narrowboat by LTC Rolt, we will be on chapter 8, I think it is. We're swiftly going through that. And, of course, there'll be another video in the morning to watch. And then I shall be out, hopefully, trying to either film bluebells or something else. Depends on what the weather is doing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Thanks for the phone calls. Lovely to hear from all of you. Look after yourself. And we'll catch up with you very soon. So that's it. Take care. And toodle pip. Toodle pip. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bloody tortoise. I don't know. Imagine that, the tortoise winning the race. That's just absolutely outrageous. That's a con if ever I thought of one. I'll have to give that little Joseph some lessons. Now, we'll get you a bit faster. I think Julia needs to get him a whip. Come on, Joseph. Come on, Joseph. Come on, Joseph. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.